Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Dimitri back again. In this video I wanted to share a little bit about biblical financial prosperity, financial freedom, and I got my little notepad here. And in addition, just before we all start with that, I can officially say that I think I'm hooked on the YouTube so and making videos, so I hope you like them. And but yeah, so I been all over the place in terms of topics and everything, so when I shared a lot already just for this week and pretty much every week, and bump into some weird issues all over the place, like with the video or audio and all that, but it's now nailing down. And what I wanted to share with you in this video is the things about biblical prosperity, you know, the really core on the why, you know, I got hooked into the YouTube, but just in general, you know, I wanted to share with you the actual financial financial to get into financial freedom situation where you can truthfully and easily, you know, what is good Samaritan, so to speak, you know, help out to the person that, you know, in the closest need to you or to your neighbor, you know, because if you think about it, Good Samaritan wasn't really poor because he had some money and he was able to help out the person who was in vicinity and help him out. So, but I already started, but you know, I just it was quite interesting when I heard that. And you know, I took it to myself and I was like, yo, you know what, this is good, I like it. And I made it mine, and so it's within me and I like it. So the topic that I actually wanted to talk to you about, I was like, you know what, when we got to think about you know, financial prosperity in general, and you know, I tapped into the, you know, in Google. Basically, it wasn't really hard or anything like that. It's just biblical financial prosperity, right? And you know, a lot of picture came out, a lot of you know, results came out, and the one that really kind of struck me was really simple. Like, really, I don't even know how to express it to you, like, but it was really simple phrase there. It's in Genesis 13 verse 2, chapter 13 verse 2, and it says, like, it's pretty simple, you know, and for me it was like, wow. So the Abraham was very rich in cattle, silver, and gold. And I was like, man, how, like, what to come up with this? Like, you know, not even come up, but like, what can you actually take out from this line of sentence, you know? So, and as I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what, Abraham, right, lived in the pretty back in the day, so there was no really a lot of convenience going on, in the sense that hey, I need this, I need that, hey, I can supply this or that, in the sense that you know, being productive. So I have, like, I don't have a car, I don't have this or that, but they had an experience with you know, being shepherds and everything like that. So, and here, but the reason I'm saying that is because as I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, you know, you don't have all those, you know, things that really makes our life really easy, comforts and all that, but he was still very rich. It's not like, hey, he was rich or whatever, but he was very rich in cattle, silver, and gold. Just the beginning of this sentence, not the beginning, but just the part of rich in cattle, says that he had a lot of cattle. And it's kind of like, hey, duh statement, but if you think about it, you know, you have a rich amount of cattle, right? And what the interesting part is that it's not only that you basically, like, rich, but it's amount, right? So it's a big amount of cattle, and it's not simple, right? You got to support it, you got to feed it, yeah, you gotta, you know, take time to you know, address the issues, sickness, or, like, I mean, I'm not sure, like, I don't think there was a lot of good medicine. Well, no, not really. I don't think so. Not really you got to spend a lot of time cater to the animals. And if you got like a lot of animals, you got to cater them to a lot of them. So what really brings this to me is that he had a power and force, or basically a stamina, if you will, to perform all that, right? So I'm not sure like how like his physique was, but I think he was pretty fit. Not in the sense like all nice and shaped and all cool, body wise, but he was fit, because if you got a lot of cattle, you gotta do a lot of work. And another really good verse that comes to mind, and we already talked about on this channel, was Deuteronomy 8:18, is that you get power to get wealth, and promote the kingdom. So, it was really interesting to see that even though like the Abraham that he doesn't have, so he was fit, he was working, and he was really, really fit in the sense he was able to cater to a lot of animals. And I'm not even talking about silver and gold. I'm not really 100% like it's all like kind of thinking outside the box, but you also with this two entries here, bookkeeping, accounting, if like the one that they had there before, management of the money here, so that's important. So out of this verse, out of this just sentence, man, if you get like understanding of the Abraham, like his everyday life, practical things of life, such as, well, first of all, being rich, not only and that was like your livelihood. So that was your supportive system that like supported you in a sense, like practical system that will support. So water, food, all that, right? So, and basically saying like that's the case with him. Well, first of all, there is no that was another good nugget, like I was just thinking about it. That's no condemnation in sense that, hey, if you have money, it's okay. And it's not a bad thing, So and what I wanted to like, that's one of those nuggets that they start thinking about, all those things, just this sentence right here, that the Abraham was rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold, right? So meaning from the first part, in cattle, he had to be fit to support all this, all this enterprise, so to speak. He has to be smart, more enterprising, so to speak, in the sense that silver and gold, so that also comes together. Management of all that was supposed to be done right, because accumulation part, like, I mean, I know it's not like it wasn't his primarily goal in life, right? But nonetheless, this is what he had, and that was not, weird, out of whack, sort of random sort of circumstances, like smash of circumstances, where he was all of a sudden bump into it and became all that. No, so that's very specific, because in cattle was the livelihood, obviously, so you were really need to be conscious of that. So, and the silver and gold, that's one of those commodities that was obviously used as a trade, and to do the trade with. And when that was happening, obviously you need to be enterprising and be smart about it, basically be smart about the money, right? So, and that's where we see still here that Abraham was very, like, that this statement contemplates, and there are multiple statements around the Bible, and we're gonna go I think we're gonna, we're still gonna embark on this. So I like this topics a lot. And but the idea of when Abraham was, and it's not condemnation part, that if you gotta be poor or anything like that, so that's not the case. So that goes out of the picture. Then we see here that it's okay and it's good, actually, to be rich in cattle and silver and gold. So as such as Abraham was, right? So in that sense, that another understanding here, that being rich in cattle, silver, and gold brings some sort of understanding and shows something about Abraham, such as just fitness, just itself, that you got to be able to cater to all these people, to all this cattle. And I would even not even hazard, but I would go even further and say that even people management was important, because only one person to manage a rich amount of cattle, it's hard, very hard. And it's like, as back in the day, I lived sometime I lived on the farm, countryside, and depending on the amount of cattle that you have, that like exponentially and really gets hard. Like every basically every head, or like a cattle, every I guess head of a cattle, every one head of a cattle, if you will, it becomes much difficult and more difficult and more difficult. Why is that? Is because you need to cater to them, you need to clean up the mess, you need to check out their habit, check out making sure they fed, making sure they drink, making sure all that. So the management part is also becomes a thing. So thus, making all this like just out of this sentence, making all this an importance to have, and being that makes you realize that even though like you're rich, even you become like, even though, well, the first thing is it's okay to be rich. So that's what we understand from this scripture here, is that there was no condemnation in this statement saying like, oh yeah, Abraham was rich and it's bad. It wasn't that. So but we do understand that he was rich in silver and gold, and by the reading between the lines here, as we understand, meaning like what it entails, what being rich in cattle, in silver, in gold, meaning that there are specific steps and things he was doing to sustain this statement, because if this statement wasn't sustained, because, and it just dawned on me that statement was a prolonged period of time. It wasn't like, hey, he was rich on that day. It wasn't that. So it was like, oh, and he was rich in his 20s, and the rest of his life was like bad. No. So meaning that this statement is a prolonged period of time, which means he needs to be fit as well. Like fitness in a farm setting is like a non-negotiable thing. you gotta have some stamina to do some work there. You wake up, like it's dark, you go to sleep, it's dark. So there's a lot of energy there. So man, that's a lot on this verse, man. But I honestly, like, I can tell myself, like, true for myself, that I skipped this sentence like a lot. And as I read that like first line, I was like, wow. And then I started thinking about it, meditate about it, and it's like, you know what? There is so much in this sentence that can be taken, and it's not even a joke. And how many topics that can be said about just from this sentence here. On a prolonged period of time, you got to be fit, you got to be enterprising in the sense like, so that statement will remain the truth, truthful, so man, it's a lot. So yeah, basically I to the end of this video, I just want to say, you know what, it's okay if you're rich, and it's okay. And that's where the Abraham was in this sentence here, and I was on a prolonged period of time, and to sustain this statement, to keep this statement truthful, right? And it's not like, hey, God was like, hey, you are like, you got to keep this statement because I'm gonna say it about you, you know. No, it was like expression. So like, it's not like, oh, you know, I'm gonna say it and you're gonna keep it up. No, it was like, he was like that, and that's how that expression came out of, because he was that way, right? So, oh man, every time I say something, it's kind of ridiculously cool. So, but it's not like promotion or anything, but as a nugget of revelation just get downloaded, and I'm just sharing with you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Man, it was a blast. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So check that verse out. It's in Genesis 13:2. Let me know in the comments below what you guys came up with that, if you got something else out of it. But you know, like I said, it's okay to be rich. And if you're Christian, it's okay to be rich, because it's not good, you know, to be poor, because you can't even help anybody. And it, you know, it's not a condemnation or anything, but if you want an example, you know, this is one of the examples that Abraham can be, and we can see that his life right here in this sentence, that he sustained that, and that was God's expression, or like in the Bible, where by revelation, you know, people said about him, saying, hey, he was rich on a prolonged period. It doesn't say like, hey, it's on, yeah, but we can understand that it's not like one day deal, right? So it says, okay, he was very rich in cattle, in this and that, right? So, but in any case, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you took out a little bit out of it, because with the importance of the management, importance of the fitness, importance of a good management system, not only in the bookkeeping, accounting and all that, but also in the people's management. So where this statement in result can be true about not only Abraham, but you as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching. So like and subscribe down below. My name is Dmitry. I am out. See you guys later, and yeah, see you guys next time. Ciao.